Alright guys, this is going to be a video in how to replace your SRS unit module for a 2001 Honda Accord EX V6 Coupe. As I'm just going to make it as straightforward as possible because like just getting in there is kind of a pain in the ass. So after myself doing this, I'll try to go to the steps as basic as I can to get to it. First thing you want to do is take out this piece. You can first with your hand, if you have a flat head or something flat, you can take this off. Like that. Put it on the side. Mine is already pretty loose. But there's like clips here, around here, here. So if you haven't taken this off in a while, I want to use a tool. But since I haven't done this before, this thing's already pretty. I'll do it from the sides, corner. Okay, this one's already out. That one's out. Okay, and just like that, it comes off. Put this over here. Okay. Next you'll see that there's, well, they're not here anymore. There's gonna be two screws in here that you can use a Phillips head screwdriver to take those off. So there'll be two over here. Next part, because the next part here is you gotta remove this top here, and to do so I gotta take this whole thing off first. So if you already have the knowledge to know how to take this whole part off, with the beginning being that you will normally have two screws here that you can also take out with a Phillips head screwdriver. So once you get that, you can just start slowly prying from the side, slowly towards, and disconnect everything, and then take that off. Once you do that, we'll continue moving on. So almost forgot the most important part before taking this out. This has to come out first, this little guy, before you can take this whole part out. You can take out the two little screws that were down here, but so then the next thing would be this. You can use, if you have your fingernails long enough, you can just like use your nail to just pry from beneath. It's got like two little very small clips that you can use from here to just push it up, and then you should be able to just take it out like that. You want to then next disconnect this guy. It's got two connectors in there, and right there, if you can see, that's a screw that's holding this whole unit together itself. So once you take that thing out, then you can pull this whole thing off and finish disconnecting the rest. Okay, so I'll be moving on to after I do all that. Okay, so by taking out that little screw, as you can see, was screwed in here, you're able, and after also taking out the two screws that were underneath, you're able to take out the whole part itself. Next part is taking out your stock or customized radio out. The screws will be located around the sides of it, and you'll be able to slide it off. So let us continue. Be right back. Once you get those screws out and you slide it out by pulling, you can go ahead and disconnect it from its connector, and that little, and you know, the metallic little power cable I have here tucked in, so it's not getting in the way. Almost there, guys. You're doing good. Next thing is gonna be this piece here. So we have space to remove this piece over here. So you can see, let me just focus. You'll see clip over here, a clip over there. There will be a clip over here, and another clip. Is there even a clip over here? Oh yeah. And a clip over there. So you just want to press down and push. These four clips are what's holding this piece underneath here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It's very simple, explanatory. I recommend starting with the top ones first by pressing down. So you don't even got two for this. Yeah, so I already pushed one in. I can push the other one in. Okay, so those two are now pressed down. And the next, you just got to press those two down. I recommend using a flathead or so. So once you do that, you can go ahead and take that piece off from underneath. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I did exactly what I mentioned, pushing those clips down. It's easier to start with the first two on top, and then you can slowly start pulling from the bottom two towards you, and this thing will come off. So then I can just slide this off. All right, and the next part will be, of course, after you taking out those two screws, we'll be taking off this part. Of course, you know, this thing's in the way, so you gotta press down. Actually, you gotta press down all the way. 1 second. It's really hard to do this shit with only one hand. Okay. And you should be able to slide this thing out. And I learned all this just by messing with one car in the junkyard. Okay, so you can't just take out this cup part right away. Of course, you know, see this thing? There's gonna be, get down. There's gonna be a clip for this thing. So you just gotta disconnect it like that. Just like that, this piece is off. And now, there's the big boy right there. And to take this off, there's gonna be 3 screws on this guy. There's one screw there. Can you see the other screw? Okay, there's one screw there, and there is another screw in the same formation like this behind these connectors. And there's also a screw over here that you gotta bring this thing down, your carpet or so. There'll be a screw right there on the side. So the SRS unit module is being held on by 3 screws in total. One on the side, and 2 of these facing you. So disconnect this thing off completely. It's only being connected by these cables over here. And to do that, this one has a push over here that you press down and pull. These other 2, you need to, like, this thing has like a little, it's got like a little plastic thing around it. You gotta, how was it again? Yeah, you gotta, from both sides, you gotta hold it from both sides and pull up, and that'll disconnect it. Same thing for from the one in the back. So 3 connectors you gotta disconnect first. All right, I'll be back after I do that. Yeah, so for this guy over here, this little thing, you just gotta press down, and then it comes off just like that. That's one connector. And over here, you can't really, yeah, you're gonna need like, you need to do it on both sides to balance it out. So you gotta press both sides on the end, and then you pull it. So I'm gonna need a flathead for that part. I'll be back. God, this guy sucks to remove. Like, it's a pretty easy connector, but as you can see, it requires on both sides to just like, you gotta bring this up and then you pull. I've never seen this kind of thing before. But overall, this connector. All right, so the last one is over there. God damn it, it's the same connector. And yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, so that last one wasn't that difficult. I just went ahead and put my one finger underneath this guy and my flathead on the top, and together. I just had to, you know, pull it out, and that'll come out just like that. Anyways, so after you got those 3 connectors out, first, you're almost done with the hard part. You gotta make some room, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I can just move this thing over here. Yeah. All right. So you see over here is the last screw you gotta worry about. There's a piece of tape in there. Hopefully this shit's not stripped. But anyway, so yeah, all these 3 screws, you're gonna need a ratchet for, and a ratchet and a millimeter head. What size? Let me get back to you on that. But as you can see, there's that. So as you can see, these 3 connectors, once you take them off, there'll be, you'll see that one screw there, that screw over there in the back, and this screw in the side. This camera, this one over here, that one right there on the right side. So let me just get the rest of the tools for this thing over here, and I'll be right back. We're almost done. Okay, so in this part, to take out those screws, this is really based on if you have the rest of the right tools. So for me, I'll be using the ratchet, of course, an adapter. This is size 6.5 millimeter. This guy over here is a star shape T27 and an extension. So this is what it looks like at the end. So this is what it looks like at the end after you build it. My only biggest concern when doing this is that mine doesn't really have a magnetic end, so I have to be very, very careful when bringing this down. It's easy to get the side one. It's just gonna be kind of annoying to get those 2 in the facing forward. And if you have a tool that has a magnetic, well, shit, you're gonna have a much easier. You'll have it much easier than me. But this is basically what you need to use, because those 3 screws, considering this car is like 20 years old, and from my experience at the junkyard, those 3 screws are heavily in there, like very tight. You don't need to use this completely to take them out. You just gotta break them. That's what I did before. So after I use this tool to get in there and break them, I'm gonna connect this little guy, this T27, into this other tool bit, and with that I'll be able to take the rest out. So yeah, from here on out I'm just gonna take out those 3 screws. Based on your preference, just be careful, especially if this thing is not, like, you know, magnetic. And that should be it. You should be able, well, I'll tell you after you take out all 3 screws. Don't do anything else while you're watching this video, so I'll be back. Thank God, man. This was so much more easier than the one in the junkyard. I really only needed to use this guy. But for the other tool, with all the adapters and stuff, I just had to really use it for the one on the side to break the tension that was holding it the most. These other 2 that were facing forward, yeah, I just needed to use this. So I guess I don't know if it was because that old vehicle over there was there for like a good amount of time, or some rain got in there and made them really hard. But yeah, this has made it so much easier. So now that I got these 3 out, I got the one out from over here. You can see it's not there anymore. It's almost getting dark. And those 2 are gone. So I should be able to now just take that thing off. This is gonna, as you can see, this thing is now loose. So now it's just a matter of being able to slide it over here without that much issue. Look, hang on, there's something on the side probably that I forgot to mention. This thing's being held. Okay, I'm gonna require both hands for this because I just need to do a little, make just a little bit of room to get this out completely. But from here, you can just slide it forward from this side. So I'll be right back. Okay, so that was simple. You see how you notice how this thing was originally forward up here? I was just pushing it up while slowly giving it enough room to be able to completely go inside. So now I'm able to get this little motherfucker out of here. This thing is like so metallic. I should really just use two hands, but I gotta record it so you can see that I'm not messing with you. This thing's zoomed in. Okay. Okay, so that is my stock. Let me bring it up here. This is my stock SRS unit that's been giving me the SRS light. I'll put down the code for what that was, but it basically said SRS unit module replacement. And here's the one I got at the junkyard, and I'll be just inserting that one next. So you want to put that one back the same way you took it out. Be right back. So yeah, that was pretty simple. I just like pushed this thing. You started from the left side, and from here you have to, for these two little grips over here, you just gotta use a little bit of force. I only had to use my hand to bring it over the plastic piece that it's being held onto. Is it plastic? I can't tell from here. Regardless, yeah, you just need a little force so you can bring this up over it, and from there, all this thing, this whole unit will align properly to its screws itself. So, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and put the screws back in. Connect all this back. Also, you can't mess up the connectors because where is it? The little one goes, the little one over here goes in the first one. The long one, of course, goes to the very back one, and the short one goes to the middle one. You can't really mess that up. So after I do that, I'm gonna just put everything back. And yeah, that is how you replace your SRS unit module. I'm glad I was able to make this video to help out those who don't want to spend $500 fucking from mechanics who tell you, oh, that's just gonna cost that much. But let me just wrap everything back up, put everything together, and see you at the end. Hey, just a quick heads up. When putting some of the stuff back, mainly just this piece, you want to put this piece first because of this long connector extension over here underneath the, I forgot what the fuck this thing's called. But yeah, down here, you're gonna need space to be able to just bring all that in there. And to do that, you gotta put this piece inside before you put this piece in. So yeah, all right, see ya guys.